All right, I'm going to also go to Phoenix. I'm going to take the team total over 124.5 minus 110 on the Phoenix Suns team total against the Utah Jazz. This is flat out a team that's rolling versus a team that gives up a lot of points in bundles in the Utah Jazz. So I'm going to back the home team. Jazz, completely different team when they get away from Utah. Last 7 road games, allowing 127.3 points per game. That's 29th in the NBA. Last 10 games, dead last in NBA defensive rating, 30th. The Suns, on the flip side, are really putting it together on the offensive end in that same 10-game span, top 3 in offensive rating. Now, Beal is questionable on the report. I would love to see him either way. The Phoenix Suns don't shoot it really well from 3. That's not where they get a lot of their buckets, but Grayson Allen does, and that's where he's going to be able to produce against a really weak perimeter defensive team in the Utah Jazz. They give up tons of threes. I like this spot for Phoenix to put up a lot of points. I'll take 125 plus on the team total for the Phoenix Suns. J Money is money. You told us a little bit ago the Suns were going to start to put it together, and you were dead on. They are starting to roll a little bit. Any thoughts here on this matchup? The number is 7.5, depending on where you're looking. I also seen it as low as 6.5. I was leaning that number, but I went with the team total anyway.
Yeah, this is one where I'm actually kind of intrigued about this game because obviously we know that the last spot should have been a spot for the Bucks. Like that was a Bucks spot through and through. We know that Dame was out. We know it like at the last minute. And then we knew that Brook Lopez is out. He was still in Milwaukee. It's crazy that they had him questionable and he wasn't even with the team. But whatever. I'm not even going to get too much into that. I do think that's a little unfair, but whatever. But I feel like the Suns got a little lucky last game. They got that dub, like a lucky win. You see what I'm saying? This I don't like seeing Bill as questionable here. Not nothing to your team total, Sean. I didn't even look at that side of the game. I like that because we know that the Jazz play run and gun type of basketball, and their defense drops off on the road. But I don't like the fact that like if Bill does sit this game out, that kind of shows me that the Suns might be looking ahead to the Golden State Warriors in their next game. Obviously, a much bigger game. Obviously, they want to win every game, and they're absolutely rolling right now. But I just feel like when teams come off a game where they probably shouldn't have won, I don't necessarily like them in the next spot. So that's not saying they can't get over their team total over, but if Bill does sit, that kind of tells me that the Suns are somewhat kind of in the look ahead spot here, which is already not the greatest of spots as well. But they still got Booker, still got KD. The Jazz are going to play an over type of game, but that team can be scrappy as well. But we also never know what's going to happen at the trade deadline as well. I want to let all the bettors know that on trade deadline day, I would not talk you off until waiting after that 3 p.m. Eastern deadline. You know what I'm saying? Where teams know exactly who they're going to be. You never know, a big piece might get traded. The Jazz just traded away one of their starting guys today, Fontecchio. So you never know. It could be Kelly Olynyk, anybody. But I'd actually small lean towards the Jazz here, plus the points. We're looking at dogs, man.
Dogs.
Who let the dogs out?
Yeah, AC, that is a good point. I think, of course, always keep your eye on the injury report, but this trade deadline puts an extra wrinkle, especially as we record this the evening before. We could have teams showing up with 8 guys active type of spot. So stay tuned there. AC, any thoughts on the Suns team total here?
Yeah, I think the team total is such a smarter look than choosing the side here because I don't think it is a Phoenix play, to be honest. It was a very second half comeback win against the Bucks, and then they have the Warriors next. So this is kind of a dead spot in my opinion, but the team total makes sense. And you're being really nice when you're talking about the Utah Jazz defense on the road. This recent road trip they just had, they gave up 147 to Brooklyn. Like Brooklyn dropped 147 on them.
Yeah.
New Orleans dropped 153 on them. Like these are absurd numbers, and these are teams that are not supposed to be dropping 150 points. So you're talking about the Suns who are rolling, not only from an offensive standpoint, but from a rhythm standpoint. Body language is good. The vibes are good in Phoenix right there. And Devin Booker hasn't even blown up yet. So this could be a potential Devin Booker blow up game. And then Kevin Durant's going to play well against the Warriors, something like that. So I like the team total look a lot.